Hey y'all. You can't see my hands. That's crazy. Hey guys, what's good? Let me make sure I'm live on all platforms. Let me click go live on Instagram. Hey. Hey you guys. Sorry I'm late, but I always wait till the last minute to do stuff. I apologize and I thought I had plenty of time. But you guys usually float on when you feel like it anyway, so it's all good. But anyway, I just want to say hello. And I can't hear myself too well. So give me a second. Let me turn my volume up on my end. Yeah, so as I do that, I just want to say thank you for joining me and be sure to hit the like button if you like what I have to say, comment. Now, as far as commenting is concerned, don't forget I am on StreamYard. So with StreamYard, if you're leaving a comment, I don't know who it is, so don't talk to me. Hey, don't talk to me like I know who you are and I can't see your name because you're not with StreamYard. So definitely go sign up with StreamYard so when I post your comment, at least it shows a name, or you can just say your name. But anyway, yeah, let me fix. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes like I usually do, and it gives me time to set up my volume because I swear I can't hear myself. I know I'm mad loud probably, but I can't hear myself. All right, cool. So now my computer is acting wild, like it doesn't want to cooperate. Cool beans. All right. So one more time for the one more time. Sound. There we go. That shit was drawing. All right, my sound. And I know you guys can hear me, but the thing is I can't hear myself. There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome, 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 welcome. And so here's the deal. I'm doing a live today because a couple of days ago, AT&T is decided that they were going to give a $5 credit to anyone that had any sort of outage, cell phone outage. A couple of what was it? Don't mind my eye, just ignore it. Last week, I do believe. So we're gonna recap. I'm gonna show you live in case you didn't know about it or if you weren't affected by it, so you understand what I mean. Now, I'm going to show you the clip of the outage, and then there's another clip that I found where the news is telling you who it affects, and then we could talk about the credit that they're going to give. And I'm going to explain to y'all why I strongly recommend that you do not accept that $5 credit. I know people like free because I deal with y'all all the time wanting free credit repair. Everything ain't free, and everything that is free is not good for you, especially in this particular situation. So let me share my screen with y'all, and I'm going to do a live. It's not really like a reaction video. This is going to be, let me see, which one should I use? Hold on. This is going to be let me delete this. This is just me showing you the video. All right, so this is actually what happened a couple of days ago with the outage. So again, it was T-Mobile. Keep this in mind because this is very important. It was T-Mobile. It was AT&T, which most people were hit with the AT&T situation, and then it was Verizon. Okay, not as many people were affected with Verizon, I do believe, but it was predominantly AT&T, and that's why they're giving the credit. So let's watch this to refresh our memory.
Breaking news we're following this midday. Thousands
Wait,
of wire.
you guys can't see me. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. I got y'all. I got y'all. All right, let me do it that way. Boom. Okay, cool. I got you. Now, let's play. I can find it.
Wireless customers without cell service, as we are now in hour number 8 of a nationwide AT&T outage. Thanks for joining us this midday. I'm Tashara Parker. This outage impacting not just folks' ability to make phone calls, but also 911 service across North Texas. And folks are on the go.
Keep that in mind that it prevented some people from being able to call 911.
Tiffany Liu is live at Dallas Love Field Airport with the very latest. Tiffany, where do we stand right now?
Yeah, well, Tashara, we came here to the airport to see if this has impacted the flow here at Love Field at all. And so far, I can report that everything seems to be going very well here. Let me just show you what's going on behind us. You can see that there's not really any lines going on here. People are used to checking in their luggages anyway, so they're used to using these machines. But yes, you may, if you have AT&T service, have to go old school today and print out those boarding passes. Now, I did speak to a few employees who say they have not noticed a difference this morning. Both airports, in fact, confirmed with us just minutes ago that they've not seen any issues today. Still, though, tens of thousands of people are experiencing AT&T cell phone outages. It started around 3 o'clock in the morning. Many people waking up to SOS instead of bars.
3 o'clock in the morning is also very questionable. I told y'all before that I've had my identity stolen, or at least my information used by PayPal years ago. And I was on the East Coast, I was asleep, and it happened like 2, 3 in the morning. So I find that to be kind of curious that this so called outage occurred that early in the morning as well when most people are asleep.
Of reception. Now, the biggest concern has been emergency services. We checked in with multiple law enforcement agencies, and the good news is, even with SOS, you can still reach 911. Some departments are also advising residents to make emergency calls using Wi-Fi. We spoke to some people today as well who are just frustrated by their morning.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, turned on my phone, and no internet. I was getting bars. I had 4 or 5 bars, but no signal.
We just woke up and we go to the gym right here, and I was texting my brother and it works. And then at the same time we were walking over, I noticed it wouldn't said SOS. So it happened to both of us at the same time. So I didn't really know what was going on.
Half an hour, AT&T just sent a new statement to us. They say that their network teams took immediate action. So far, 3/4 of the network has been restored. Of course, they're working to immediately resolve the rest of the issues for their remaining customers. There's also a website called Down Detector that tracks service interruptions. We've been using it all morning. The graph shows currently more than 64,000 AT&T outages.
I'm going to pause this just so you guys can see this because I wasn't aware. I knew Cricket customers were affected. I knew AT&T, T-Mobile. I do not see Verizon. Oh, duh, right here. Verizon's right here. Boost Mobile. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, they're affiliated with these companies either way. I never heard of Straight Talk. US Cellular. I didn't even know they were still in business. I don't. Who's still using US Cellular? But whatever. But these are some of the additional customers that were affected. I do know for a fact it was not a lot of Cricket customers that were affected. The bulk of the customers that were affected were AT&T customers.
Are reported. A few thousand customers having issues with Verizon and T-Mobile as well, but both Verizon and T-Mobile confirm with ABC News their networks are operating normally. Those numbers are likely reflecting customers who are attempting to reach users in other networks, also known as AT&T. But of course, back out here live at the airport, if you are coming and going and traveling today, you want to think about, ride shares. You have to use your phone for ride shares. If you have that SOS bar, you may not be able to, so you may need to find Wi-Fi. Think about those things ahead of time before you head out the door. For now, let's send it back to you in the studio, Tashara.
Okay, Tiffany, appreciate that update. Thank you so much. I do want to.
Okay, so that's what happened. In case you missed it, in case you were not affected by the cell phone outage, and I'm sorry, it keeps sliding down. In case you were not affected by the cell phone outage, you know what I mean? This is exactly what happened. So there were so many people that were affected by it. In the middle of the night, as you can see it, but T-Mobile and Verizon, AT&T are major cell phone carriers. They should have had way better protection than that. And then the fact that it happened in the middle of the night is bananas. Now, I want to show y'all another clip. I actually didn't have this prepared like I should have had it prepared, just to show y'all like this isn't me making up stuff. Like this is real talk. This is what's happening. But they were talking about, AT&T is talking about how they are going to give everybody a $5 credit towards the outage. Now, what information I did see on it, it's very short. video. I mean, I think the longest video they talked about it was like 45 seconds. So let me put that in here. Hold on. You guys are going to suffer with me as I find this out, and then I'm going to talk about it. AT&T $5 credit for outage. All right, boom. Okay, so yeah, 36 seconds, 45 seconds. So let me just play this one for y'all and let's talk about it afterwards. Okay. All right. So let me go back here. Boom. Hopefully it's not a commercial on a 45-second. What you call it? I think it is.
AT&T is offering a credit to all of its customers who were affected by last week's nationwide outage. The company says a $5 credit will be added to each qualifying account. AT&T says it's also taking steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. As you know, on Thursday, tens of thousands of wireless customers across the country lost service for several hours. The company says the network disruption was caused by a software update gone wrong. What are you going to do with your
$5? Can't get a Starbucks, but you can get something else, maybe.
Maybe a call.
Hey, thanks.
Okay. So like I said, there's not much in there. I mean, I can show you other news clips if you want to, but it's about 35 seconds, 45 seconds long. And they're just basically telling you that AT&T is giving you a $5 credit if you were affected by the outage, the cell phone outage. So let's talk about that. That's very important. So first, let's talk about the outage. I did another video. I did another live on that anyway, where I explained to y'all what probably really happened. What happened was they do this intentionally. This happens pretty regularly where there's some sort of outage with the cell phone carriers or even your cable network. I showed you guys where not Xfinity, was it Xfinity cable? I do believe it was Xfinity and their cable, and they had an outage. We had an outage near my house, and they were like, "Oh, due to weather, bad weather, that if you suffer outage, don't worry, we got you. We're going to give you a credit." And it was a beautiful sunny day, so I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So it was a bunch of bullshit. There's a bunch of bullshit. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. So here's what actually seems to happen. As a recap, I'm not going to say hacker because I don't know, but they like to say, oh, someone hacked their information and they got a bunch of clients' information, and then there's some sort of data breach. Next thing you know, during this time, we're going to find out that you have somebody that is using your credit. They're stealing your information, your bank account information, your social security number, your whole identity. And I showed a couple of videos where I'm explaining to y'all exactly what these thieves are doing, right? So they're developing very intricate drug empires. I've showed you that. It's not they're buying cars and flipping them, right? They're doing a lot with your credit. They're taking your identity and then they're selling it on the black market, dark web, making driver's licenses, all that, so on and so forth. I could keep going. But it's because of these data breaches and these outages that this typically occurs in droves. So once that happens, you'll probably hear a couple months down the line, oh, there is a class action lawsuit, because so many clients are going to start complaining that their credit was negatively impacted due to the outage. So I need you guys to be prepared for that. I need you to be prepared. So in my opinion, this is my opinion, I've seen this multiple times. What's going to happen is if AT&T gives you this credit, then you cannot apply for the class action suit. You have to understand these are three major cell phone carriers. Again, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. And what's going to happen is this is going to be one of the biggest class action suits you've ever seen in corporate. They keep saying that these class action suits keep getting larger and larger. Okay. But if they offer you a credit, that means you signed off on it. It's no big deal. So when this class action suit does kick in, you can't apply for it. That's why I'm saying, in my opinion, don't accept the credit. If you see a credit on your AT&T bill, Call them up and say, I don't want this credit. I do not approve of this credit. Just in case your information has been stolen, identity theft, shared, sold, what have you. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, why is that? How is that possible? Okay. Now, this kind of goes back to what I tell my clients a lot of times when I'm disputing the negative items on your credit report. And I'm talking about the collections and the charge offs and so on and so forth. My clients ask me, hey, should I just go ahead and pay it? No, you don't pay it because I'm a factual disputer and I see a lot of inaccuracies on your credit report. And the way I'm disputing, I'm bringing it to light to the credit bureaus. So I'm saying, hey, this is wrong. This is a violation of my rights under the FCRA, so on and so forth. If you go behind me and behind my dispute letters and pay, I don't care if you're making a settlement. I don't care if you're paying a minimum balance. I don't care if you pay the thing off. You are making it worse for me as a credit repair specialist. You have actually agreed to the status of your account. You've agreed that the way they're reporting on your credit report is 100% to your liking and you're satisfied, even though my dispute letters are against that, right? So when you pay on something, then that's a contract. Even if it's not your debt, you're agreeing to it. When they have these class action lawsuits, I've actually been part of one of Wells Fargo. They always have these dumbass. Wells Fargo is always in a lawsuit somehow, some way. But I remember that they sent me a check. This was years ago. I didn't even know I was part of a class action lawsuit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how they got my information to include me in this class action suit. But what happened was they gave me a check. Mind you, the check was like for $10 because there were so many people involved in this class action suit. But on the check, it says, by accepting this money, then you cannot sue us and you cannot be part of the ongoing litigation or whatever. So I signed it because I ain't care. Like it was money. Like I think I was back in my ignorant days where I didn't know anything about credit and things like that. But I wasn't going to sue either way. I didn't want to go through that. But that's why I'm saying be careful, because how is it that we had this major outage from 3 major cell phone companies, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, you're blessing everybody that was affected by the outage with $5 for the credit? No, because what they know a lot of people, there's been a huge data breach. A lot of people's personal information has been out there now because of that. It affected millions of people. So imagine all of those people getting together during that class action suit. Can you only imagine how much they're going to settle for? But if they offer you a line of credit, you have accepted it and you can't sue them. So do what you want. I'm not going to stress. Y'all usually do what you want anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of y'all like free stuff, free money. It's not real, y'all. It's not real. Okay. What you can do instead is what I always say: protect your credit. Oh, look at me getting blurry. That's weird. Okay, hopefully I fixed myself. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can fix myself. I hope you like my house. That's my baby grand piano in the back. Okay, so yeah, that works. So anyway, what y'all can do, what I strongly encourage y'all to do, is to put a freeze on your credit report, especially since there's a data breach. You don't know if your information was taken or not. And if so, you don't know what's being done with your social security number. You don't know what's being done with your address, your driver's license. You don't know any of that. You'd never really know until it's too late. You never really know until it shows up on your credit report that people have opened up accounts in your name, with your social, with your family, whatever, until they stop making payments, if they even make payments, until that company decides that they want to report you, they want to come after you for non-payment, or whatever. They want to put the account that's in your name that you never heard of in collections. That's when you know. So to help prevent all of that, put a freeze on your credit report. You could also put a fraud alert, but I did discuss the differences between a security freeze and a fraud alert. You just want to be careful. Fraud alerts stay on your credit report much longer, and credit freeze, you can turn them off and on as often as possible, but it helps protects you. Okay, it just helps protect you. That's all. Now, do what you want. Like I said, a lot of times I know I talk and it looks like I'm foreseeing some shit that never even happened, that they never talked about. They never mentioned it. They're not going to mention it. But just put your little seatbelt on and hear the little whisperings. I think it's probably going to happen by the summer, because I think what they're going to do, I'm just predicting shit. I don't work for these people. I don't know. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to see how many customers were negatively impacted by the outage. And then they're going to see how many people were complaining about a possible data breach, a possible identity theft. They might complain about something popping up on their credit report, and it somehow is going to connect to the outage. Then they have to calculate, okay, how many of these customers, which company is it, predominantly AT&T, T-Mobile, all of that. All those companies that you saw are subsidiaries, more than likely, of T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. So then you're going to hear a random whispering, hey, have you been affected by that outage that happened February 22nd, 2024? Do you feel that your information has been sold? Has your identity been violated? Do you see something on your credit report that, yeah. And I showed you guys in other videos. If you want to take a look, if you want me to tag it, whatever, I'll put it in the comments, that when they do this, they have rules with each settlement, just like the Santander lawsuit, right? That was supposed to be one of the biggest consumer lawsuits that the US has ever seen. And there's rules. If your car was repossessed during these years, if you applied for a car loan during these years, then you could either get your credit repaired, or you could get a certain amount of money. If you're actively in repossession, they'll cancel it and give you the title. So there's a lot of things that tie into that. But if you accept this $5 credit, you get none of that. You got your $5. You got your $5. Is it worth it? Now, my client from, I want to say last year before last, she told me about the T-Mobile class action suit, and they had they had 3 different tiers. So the lower tier was, hey, if you were somewhat impacted, then we'll just give you like a credit and a high five. I don't remember what it was. If you were impacted and it did negatively impact something or other, the second level, I forgot what the second level was. I just remember the main level. And the main level, the top tier, was if you were negatively impacted by the outage and it was showing up on your credit report and you were spending all this money for credit repair and you were losing money because of it, you could be part of their class action suit and get a check for up to $25,000. Yeah. So pay attention. Pay attention. They keep doing this. They keep having these random outages every couple of months. And the one I showed y'all in the other video, it was literally months apart. Like they just had a data breach. What was it? In October, I think it was. And now we're only 2 months going into 3 months in a new year. And you're doing this again. Every couple of months, they keep doing this. There's money in people with fucked up credit, as you know. There's money in keeping people poor. There's money in these lawsuits. Okay. Yes, the company may take an L, but they're insured. This is what they do. And the fact that they're saying they're taking steps for this not to happen again, it just happened last year. They just had another outage. AT&T did. All right. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I got to do other videos for y'all. I really do. I got to get on top of my podcasting as well. But I want to inform you of this situation. Be on the lookout. AT&T is going to try to pay you off. How much is your credit worth and your identity worth to you? Is it worth $5 in credit? Is it? Okay. If it is, then that's your twist. I'm not mad. Anyway, again, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys signing up. You guys kill me. You guys are still getting letters off my website, still buying letters, scheduling consultations. If you guys are trying to get a letter from my website and you're having issues with your payment, just reach out to me. I got y'all. Just like I got the lady today. I think she's listening. But anyway, I wish you guys the best of luck on your credit journey. You have a good one. Bye-bye.